All right. I am going to get started with day 4. Apologies to those watching this recording. I totally forgot to record today. So I'm going to recap where we started, but we should still have a good 45, 50 minutes of a webinar here. In case you're wondering, what are you watching? This is day 2 of how to build an agent in 5 days. You've probably from the other videos gotten to meet me, Haley, Tom, who's hands on keyboard, Lindsay, and Vince from IntraEdge. And we are still here doing it, the good work for day 4 of our Woodley 6-day adventure with an agent. Today, what we're focusing on is moving on from day 3, where we actually had an agent preview an article and return it. Today, we're starting with like working on instructions a little bit more and how we want that agent to return it, and then also working on testing. And that is where we left off, and I forgot to record. I'm going to hand it back over to Tom and Vince, who are working through that. So, Tom, if you can give us just a quick overview of the instruction that you are working on, that should be good. Sorry about that.
Sure. Sure. Let me go back to sharing my screen. All right. So we were in preview mode before we started the question. I again asked the question similar to yesterday. How do I reset my password? And we got an answer. Yesterday, the first time we did it, we got a very similar bullet list type thing. The knowledge article itself sort of has the data formatted that way. So they were step-by-step instructions. We really liked that. When we asked it the same question again yesterday, we got different formats for each one, and that's that's just part of having an LLM return information is that there will be some variability in there. But we were looking to say like, okay, we really liked how it was formatted this way. How can we make it format in a similar way? And so for that, we went back into the general FAQ and we added a new instruction. So that's where we left off before we realized we weren't recording. So the new instruction
Sorry.
that we added is here on the bottom. We did do a little bit of a copy and paste from, let me go back to the preview. So the agent did tell us, because we asked it to tell us how it's doing things. So it told us that we reply with step-by-step reset instructions sourced from the knowledge article. I copied that over to the general FAQ instructions and started tweaking it to meet our case a little bit better. So where we left off, the discussion was what if the knowledge article in question doesn't have step-by-step instructions? What if it is more narrative? Do we want to have the word always reply with step-by-step instructions, or how can we subtly nuance that with our agent? Is that a fair roundup?
I think that was great, Tom.
Thanks.
I think one of the examples of like not having step by step is like what is an account or what is a campaign. I think that's one of the examples in there.
Okay.
So maybe like when possible?
When
Is that like strongly
possible.
worded enough?
I
I I would avoid the when possible.
okay.
Um
Just be like,
so
yeah.
yeah. Always nevers like use your I don't know what those are called or the in the English language, but like concrete things are a little better. Like be really direct and forward with like how you're if you say sometimes I'll try to things like that, you may get more variability in your results.
Yeah. Yeah, it's open to interpretation. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so Keith has a suggestion in the Q&A. Use concise replies like step by step or bullet points. That could
Oh.
be good.
Always use concise replies.
Yeah, Amanda had a suggestion too. If the knowledge article contains a step-by-step instruction, include it. Maybe we can try this and see what it gives us. Let me double check the one that we were just talking about, the one that's like what is an account? And I'll see if that's a good example.
Yeah, I liked both of those suggestions,
Yeah,
and I'm trying to
I
think of
like
how to blend them together.
that's a what you've got there right now is pretty good, I think.
Source from the knowledge article. Yeah. All right, we can try that. Go ahead and save. And then is it as simple as just going back to preview, refreshing, and then submitting again? The other thing that was before hitting record, so taking a note that this one question did have result in one actions. So we made a note of that. Reset simulator.
Yeah, so a good one is maybe to test your address. Yeah, reset my password. And then the other one is what is a contact? Does not, it has bullet points, but no numbers.
Okay, we'll try that. And we're totally ignoring the fact that this agent will be used by people that are already logged in. So if they're already logged in, wondering how to reset their password, they've got issues, but we're
Yeah, we
ignoring
we
that.
just sort of said, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and so it did reply back with the bullet list. So I kind of like it. Kind of like it.
Okay.
What is a
Yeah, try what is a contact? We have some vocabulary ones in there, and this is like a common use case for us is like new users who are trying to remember what the thing is that they're looking for.
mhm, contact in
Yeah.
Salesforce? Then there's not a bullet list, which is fine. And the sources that it replied, what is a contact? External link.
So we do have bullets in that one. I wonder if we amend the instruction. I liked what Keith had said. It was like use concise replies like step by step or bullet points in the instruction. I don't know.
Always use.
Yeah, you could try it here. Um, and then if we need to, we can look at the prompt if it's not giving us good results from putting the instruction here.
So like step-by-step instructions or bullet points sourced from the knowledge article.
Yeah, should it be from the knowledge article or from a knowledge article? Does that matter? I don't know if that matters.
Um, well, I'm actually wondering if we want to just strike that entirely because we're already
You
saying
kind of
that
already know that, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's I'm gonna just do a period there. We'll hit save.
But well, that won't create their own bullet points or step by step then, right? If you're not saying
Yeah.
sourced
It
from the
should
knowledge
not.
article?
It
Okay,
should not.
We'll
Because
see.
it's already pulled back a knowledge article. It's kind of assumed,
got it.
but good question.
How do I reset my password?
Haley, I see you typing an answer to the question that's in there. Do we want to answer that live too for everyone else?
Yeah, let's answer it live. You want to ask it?
Yeah, sure. So the question from Ashley is, how did you add articles to your data library?
So we created knowledge articles beforehand. So we have 20 articles in there right now that aren't real ones, but they're similar to real ones that we would have. And then so that was like before we started the webinar. Then on day one, we created the Agentforce data library, which is what also sets up your data streams, which we named knowledge. And then on day two or three, one of the days, we came in here into the agent builder and we actually connected it under data. And there was I think that might have been day two, but one of the days, like we were not able to move forward until we did that.
Hmm.
So we couldn't actually do testing until that happened. And yeah, Tom is showing it on his screen right there.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a developer sandbox that we're doing this in. So there was no data in it to start. So we did have to manually create knowledge articles, which are an object, it's a record, we can have versions, right? And so we kind of did that ahead of time.
Hmm.
Just the same way that if you needed contacts or in accounts and stuff like that in a sandbox, sandbox doesn't have that unless it's a full or partial copy. So All right, so I did ask, I got my bullet list on the password reset. I didn't get a bullet list on the what is a contact. Um, so I don't know if it liked the phrasing that we did on there.
Yeah. So it may be that a better place to put something like that might be in the prompt itself. So because that's going to return before it returns here, and it might um,
Now,
be more prescriptive for it to add it. So that's the sort of trick to some of these is when you're using the prompt templates is where do you set the instruction to do a thing? Um, do you put it in the instructions here or in the instructions? And the instructions here are like um, more for the agent to how it works, and
mhm.
how you want it to work. The response and the formatting and things like that potentially could be better suited to the actual prompt itself.
When you say the prompt itself, are you talking about
The answer questions with knowledge prompt. So if you went into prompt builder and you looked at that prompt itself, and so there's a prompt that is the answer questions with knowledge, um, and that should be in there. So we should see. Let's see. That's the action. So there should be a like if you look at the prompt templates where you were yesterday.
what was that yesterday?
You'd have to go through setup. It's not, you can't bounce there from here. It's a prompt. There should be one. That's the, yep, yep, yep. I believe that one is a prompt. In those prompts, if I can remember. Yeah, see the answer questions with knowledge, standard, overridable. Boom. So you see how this has got its own set of instructions to do, right?
So the prompt then is really I think what I heard you say is that the instructions on the agent are like how to get the data. Prompt is and prompt builder is kind of how to display the data. Is oversimplifying?
Uh, yeah, I mean that's essentially it. Like this is what it's really doing. Like this is what it's sending to the LLM and what you're retrieving. So like this is actually going out to, whatever you've got GPT-4 Omni, right? And this is pulling back that information and going to provide you with that stuff. So this is like the meat of it. So you may want to try that, what you just put, copy and paste that instruction in here and see if you get any better refinement on that. And I think you'd have to save it as a new guy to do that, and activate the new version if you want to like give that a give that a shot.
Let's do that. So I'm gonna create a new version. So I did save as which
Hmm.
creates a new version, right? So, and
Peppers.
I'm sort of seeing right here, number 4, formulate response, and there's this stuff's about chunks. I don't know what that means, but it feels like the right area to put in formatting stuff.
Yeah,
A
Yeah.
heading
I think
that.
chunks has to do with that. One of the trailheads I think that we were doing was the grounding knowledge with AI. So I'll post that link in as well because it was talking about headers and formatting and stuff of the article itself in like the rich text areas to like make sure it's grabbing the
Mhm.
right things. So it does sound like that's the right spot.
Yeah, you
Maybe
could try
that.
it there. And this is the if at first you know if at first you don't succeed, try again.
Yes,
I
exactly.
mean,
Yeah.
that's the nuance to, I think most of us are used to working with like flows or Apex or stuff or doing
Hmm.
development. It's like it's very concrete. It's like when you do something, you get a very discrete thing happens. When you're working with this, like you could pick a different model and it could spit out something different, and you could pick
Right.
a you could you could adjust your prompt slightly and a drastically different answer. So this is where you're going to kind of like, see how it goes and try it again.
All right. So if we take
Yep, that guy and try it
this
in there
guy,
and
come back over to
see what
prompt
happens.
builder and build it as, you know, D. Is it as simple as that?
You could do that, or yeah, a full new number, or do you like this? Like I said, try it, and you kind of see. You can run a test and save it and save it and run your preview.
Okay.
And remember our trick for getting the retriever, like we did the other day. There's a little bit of a trick if you're going to preview it because you need to have that in there.
Yeah, and I don't
Remember that
recall.
guy? Yeah.
I think I went into preview. It's going to ask for a retriever ID over there.
Yeah.
So the query is going to be what is a contact? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Retriever ID. Uh,
You had to go
was
find it in Data Cloud. That was a little bit of a
that
headache.
was a hike.
I
All
think we
right.
got to data. I think we did. We might be able to get there from data library, but either way, I think six and one half a dozen the other. You can get there one way or the other, but you got to go find that retriever and get the idea of it.
And this is so that we can test our changes in prompt builder, right? As opposed to the
Correct.
other interface was showing
Correct.
how we do it from the agent side. So,
Yep.
um, all right, Vince, you're gonna drive me. I'll be
Let's
head.
see. Go here and go retriever. You should be like retrievers under more, I believe.
And Mike is asking, you can't add the retriever by adding a resource from the prompt template.
So actually, go back. It might be easier to get there from the Agentforce builder. Okay. Go to data library. Then I think we got to the retriever from here. Wait, 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 wait. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm leading you astray here. Go back to the data cloud.
Data cloud.
And then we need to find your retriever here. Uh,
If anyone's not watching, Keith's doing like a full comedy set over
KA
with
knowledge
the
is your
Q&A.
guy there. Mapped objects. That's the need to go to retrievers. Hold on a second. Let me find where to go to get that.
Yeah, actually, Mike might have it in the chat here. From prompt template, add resource in the middle. Are you in the prompt
From
builder?
prompt template. Yeah.
Add resource in the middle. Oh, insert resource. I see the little plus sign. Just over slightly underneath one prompt.
Yeah, you might be able to get to it from there. What we're looking for is the record ID of it. That's what we're trying to get to.
Mhm.
Retriever. Oh, we already got it in there.
Oh, well,
Can you just
let me,
click on that retriever because it's on the
I did the template. I just kind of clicked that and it put it where my cursor was. So
yeah.
retrievers.
That's what we want is retrievers, but we don't need to configure one. We want the record ID of the one that's there, and that's that KA knowledge one, which I'm blanking on how to get back there, but it's in data, um, back in Data Cloud. We just need to find it.
Oh, wrong one.
Click on the K data lake object. See on the column where it says data lake object, and it's got the KA knowledge. We want a retriever though. That's not it. Uh, Linked data stream, go back there, grab that. Maybe we can get there from there. There's a data retriever. Let me use the Googles.
I did, but I'm not sure if it gave it to me. Yeah, Amy's got some steps in here. Data Cloud, Setup Home, Einstein Studio.
Retrievers or create. Yeah, that might be it.
The data cloud setup.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I think if you go into Data Cloud Setup, it'll be there. And then you got to go into Einstein Studio. Um, but I think it's in sorry, the setup menu, not
Okay.
Yeah, not the regular setup. Yeah.
yeah, then you want to search Einstein Studio. It might be just regular setup too, not Data Cloud Setup. We'll see.
We'll try regular setup. We'll have all the setups.
Gets a little convoluted. It would be nice if it was all in.
I'm gonna say I've got some feedback for you, Salesforce.
And search
Haley,
for
can you
Einstein, which
studio?
one? Einstein's, so much Einstein. Einstein Studio?
Yep.
No.
Oh, darn. Try just searching retrievers.
Well, we'll do that next.
Uh,
Turn on prompt values, Azure models. Well, we'll do retrievers. RETR. Yep.
the other thing I think maybe what I'm not doing from Amy's thing too. Remember there was Data Cloud Setup Home, Tom? Try going there.
Data cloud setup.
Yeah.
I think it really is just in Data Cloud and we just aren't finding it. But
Yeah.
we got there so easily the other day. Maybe we should watch our own recording.
We stumbled across it. We stumbled across it. Well, in the interest of
Um,
time,
yeah.
um, I would love to be able to do it here, but maybe Vince, could you tell me a little bit more about the benefit of doing a query through Prompt Builder? It's still using credits, right? I mean, is there
Yeah, ultimately, like this is still taking tokens, but it's not performing any actions. So I think you are getting a little bit of a free ride here if you kind of go this way. It's still gonna probably do the action to go get something because it is retrieving data and that's technically an action.
Mhm.
So I would still think that this counts. If you've got any actions in your prompt, that it would the knowledge retriever is technically an action. So I still think you're going to get um, you are still going to get charged for that. The benefit of doing it here is like you're isolating the fact that it's just the prompt and the prompt instructions. No, none of those other instructions in the subagent. So like you're just excluding all of that. This is just what the prompt's going to give you as feedback, right? So that's the benefit of kind of doing it in here. The other benefit is that, as you saw, you could change your model and deal with that. So that's the other benefit of testing it here. But you could certainly activate this, go back into where you were, and then
Mhm.
test it and see how it goes. And while you're doing that, I'll go in the background on another Agentforce
Okay.
build I have and see if I can find that really quickly for us while you're kind of in there.
So version one was saved earlier. I just I did a save as to create this other version. Save, and now I'm activating the new version. Um, Knowledge answers has been activated. I'm going to go back to the Agent Force Builder. I'm going to preview. Um, I'm not sure. So a quick question is like we had the do I when I changed some of the instructions, I had to refresh the preview. Is there any sort of refresh needed here, or is it just kind of gonna get the new thing?
I would refresh it, but um, you did make a change. Did you save it and activate it? I can't remember.
I did, yeah. Prompt Builder, I hit save and I did activate it. So it's
Okay.
now version 1 is the active.
I did find where to, I was being dumb and I did find
Okay, we'll do that next. Do that next.
where that was.
All right, so preview, live test mode. All right, and what is a contact? Asking the tough questions. Oh, look at that. That's much better.
See, yeah, and that's the, you know, I like to go and if I'm dealing with output, the way I want it formatted, um, typically we recommend going in and formatting it or putting our formatting language in the prompt because you generally can be more direct because you are telling the language model directly at that point in time, like format it, do this language
Yeah,
model, right?
cool.
And then you can try other language models just for saving my own grace here. I'm going to
Hmm.
tell you where to get that. So go back to the Agentforce builder, like go back a step to get out of the actual agent. That's what was like I was going insane
Mm.
there. Now go to AI models.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
This and
retrieve.
retrieve. And then you can see the retriever. And if you click on the retriever, you can get the ID of the retriever. So um
And the idea is just the little URL trick
yeah. So
up
typical without the little thing in front of it. So yeah.
up to there. All
There you go.
right, so we'll go back
So
to
yeah,
here.
for the benefit, yeah. So then you put the retriever, blah blah blah, and then you put it in there. And then,
Do we have what is an account as a knowledge article, Haley?
We do.
All right,
Yeah.
review. And it told me the response time, it told me tokens.
yep.
It gave me the response,
Hmm.
but over on the agent side, it gets formatted.
Right. Right. Yeah. So and Prompt Builder used to show you the formatting here. And I'm, kind of wondering why it's providing just the JSON, but I think that's a slight difference with the new builder because it used
Hmm,
to like print it out like in pretty it up for you, not just JSON.
yeah, okay.
So, but at any rate, like, and then, obviously you saw that you could try a different model, try a different whatever, and do that sort of thing, right? So,
Right. I could change the language.
hmm.
We have a request from the audience to test from the preview of the agent, the what is an account one, just to see
Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's do, all right. So I was in here. I want to get back to my agent. We're going to open up the agent as a separate tab. We'll go to preview. What is an account? I liked our friends yesterday from ASU because they called their agents really fun names. And so
Yeah,
Parky, Parky, and
Parky
Parky for
Carrot.
their parking agent is brilliant. And it's subtle but brilliant. So that's something we'll have to think about. All right, so accounts not coming back with a bullet list, but I don't know what the knowledge article itself looks like.
Try
Um,
contact again and see.
yeah,
Try that.
I'll go look
I'm
at
gonna,
the account one.
well, I'm pulling it up. I had my
Oh, you
my
had your
source
handy
right
link.
there. Yeah, and there are some bullets. So, and why accounts matter, examples, best practices. So, I
Yep.
mean, it's doing a good job. It's summarizing, right? Um,
Put the
representing all these
account, put the
things.
ask the same question at contact because we just got an answer with bullets.
Mhm.
seconds ago,
Close your
right?
contact. Yeah.
And it formatted it with bullets.
This
Now
is
is it gonna
also like
format with
maybe not
bullets?
for today, but is there a way to always display the source instead of having to like caret?
Mm.
See, and now you got different results again,
Yeah.
which leads us to that's why you test. I agree.
Exactly. I was gonna say, and if we had our druthers, it would always return that, but maybe we can keep playing with that. I know we wanted to go through some testing suite stuff today and then the digital wallet stuff, but we also have tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll have some Smith people on the line as well.
Up to you where you want to take it. We could do the cost stuff real quick because we only have 15 minutes and how if we get all the way through a test in 15 minutes might be kind of cutting it close. So
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, and the test from today won't actually show up on there until tomorrow, right? Isn't it? Did
correct.
Ryan say it's every 24 hours?
Yes, I think Ryan said it was every at least few hours, if not 24 hours.
Okay. Okay. What do you think, Tom? Should we do that? Do you want to keep poking at this while I show my screen?
Yeah, I'll let you share and I'll keep looking at this guy.
Okay. Here we go. All right, so I'm pulling up Digital Wallet, and specifically a consumption card within our production instance. So, isn't this exciting? I'm showing you like what's really in prod right now. So, by setting up Salesforce Foundations and then Agentforce, Einstein, Data Cloud, all the setup we did, we now see the digital wallet. So we did not have that prior to enabling Foundations in our org. So if you don't see it in yours, that could be why. Um, the what I do have here though is if I go in and then under view consumption details, I can see a little bit more about how we're spending those credits. So you'll see we've only consumed like 309 as of today. Some of that was from testing, and you can see the like breakdown of some of our sandbox stuff. And then if I scroll down, I can also see prod versus sandbox, and I think it'll even show me a little bit more about like unstructured and whatnot. Is this the right view, Vibo? Did you want to
Yeah,
do
and
anything
then
different? Okay.
click the caret out for the standard agent actions there and
Oh,
see
gotcha.
any blowout detail it'll give you.
Hmm.
But you can see, remember how I was saying like make note of the answer questions with knowledge units consumed. So each time you're calling that, like that's where like whenever we called it, it shows you like how many credits you've consumed and your multiplier. Notice that the multiplier is like 16. If this was production, it'd be 20 because you get a 20% discount, right, in your sandbox. So when you see that in production, you would see a multiplier of 20 there for each one of those. In a sandbox, you get basically an 80% discount on your multiplier.
Hmm.
And then I can show you a little bit more.
Hmm.
If I can share, I have a goofy
Yeah.
little spreadsheet. Allow, share. Okay. Can you see my spreadsheet?
I
Is it
can. It's cute.
is it is tiny? Is so
We got-
um let's say you bought $500. Basically list pricing, 100,000 credits like 500 bucks. They've got this action cost that they tell you is 10 cents an action and credits per action is like 20. So if you remember, that's our answer questions with knowledge is our action. And in production, it's going to cost you 20 credits for that action. So if you look at your like cost per and what you paid, that's how you can like get back to your $500, right? So it's kind of weird how they price. I know, like, if you're used to using AI, it's like a clear, like, token price, and you get so many million tokens per this. They kind of call it credits. And then they boiled it down to here's how many credits an action takes. And roughly, I think, you can kind of do the math there, what they're anticipating each action to take in terms of credits, right? So that's basically what it works out to be. So tomorrow, and then, so this is like okay, I've got this many credits. That Haley bought, or got, or whatever, had got 200,000 credits, I think you said, right?
Yeah, right now it's showing 400,000. So I don't know if you get 200,000 with Agentforce and 200
Don't
with
know.
Data
Don't
Cloud.
know, but well, you got
Reach
four.
out to your accounting people.
Congratulations. You got
Yeah, I would say reach
400,000
out to your
credits.
AE to find out more.
You got a bonus.
Yeah.
So whatever happened there, that's great. But so whatever your credits are, um, create yourself a reserve for your testing, right? So you have 10%. I just kind of off the cuff did reserve, and that's roughly going to cost you $100, right? Because you're reserving 10%. If you divide that all out, um, for 200,000, you know, that's where you're at. Is my math on much? But if I have 500 tests, and we'll see in the testing suite, if I run 500 tests and I've got two actions per test, we only have one. But let's say we do put the create a case action in there. So that's another action. So it's answering a question with knowledge and maybe creating a case on each thing. It might not be work out to be that way. It might be like half the time it creates a case. It doesn't always create a case. So just, understand that, to work out how much you're going to spend, it's kind of good and helpful to see like how much this is really costing you. So if I do, you know, this number of tests, and we'll see in the testing suite, you can kind of go up and down, and I run that, say, over and over again, it's going to kind of the meter's running.
Mhm.
And then you've got that many tests per act, that many actions per test. Say when you run the test, you could say always create a case no matter what, and that sort of thing. But, that'll take you to a total run for your tests of 1,000 actions that you've run because you have that many tests by that many actions. And it's costing you 20 credits per action, like we see up here. And your sandbox discount is 80% because we just saw that. You're getting charged 16 instead of a full 20. So your credits consumed is 16,000. And then I've got a total credit, so I've got 4,000 left. But it basically cost me $80 if I run a test of so many. I've consumed $80 to run, say, 500 tests with two actions. Does that make sense? Am I making right?
Yeah, and people are requesting this spreadsheet. They like your spreadsheet.
Like this, I can give you I'm going to check this number. This is not. I feel like that's right, but it's so. But at any rate, basically that's what you're doing, right? And I will post back out to the group on like the formulas for the test. But you know the thing that I'm just trying to point out is testing costs you money. In running this in a sandbox costs you money. You're not just because like we're used to like sandbox like free, like
Mhm.
developer sandboxes, you play, it doesn't, we went from a Salesforce seat licensing methodology and now we're into a utility methodology. And I
Right.
think for a lot of us that are longtime Salesforce admins, we're not used to looking at um, our costs in Salesforce in this manner. But now with all these flex credits and all that stuff, really kind of trying to get an understanding of like, oh, like when I do this, the meter's running and I'm burning some credits, and it is counting against the ones I bought, so just want to make that, make everybody, aware of those facts. And that's where we're at. Nice that they give you a little bit of a discount on the sandbox. That's appreciated because you are probably going to run a lot of tests in the sandboxes. And I would recommend that because you've got that discount in the sandbox, hammer the tests in the sandbox. And then when you move everything to production, run a couple tests just to make sure. But if your language model is set the same, everything's set up the same, it should act the same. Um, but with that 80% discount, you really do want to run your tests in Sandbox. So anyway, that's my spiel on testing cost.
Yeah, I would say one of the big ways that I was able to convince Smith to do a pilot like this was because you get a certain amount of free credits to kind of pilot this. So if that helps anybody, the word pilot in general has significantly helped and moving forward some of those things. So
Mhm.
and you do get, I would say, pretty high credit allotment to test. Frank didn't say this yesterday, but they spent a really long time not actually spending more than the credit allotment they were given. I think he said they just crossed over that relatively recently, but like they had about a year where they actually didn't eat more credits than what had been given to them. So, and then Tammy, just to answer your question, technically you're consuming it at 80%, so it's a 20% discount. So 20 credits per action in prod, 16 credits per action in the sandbox. So both.
And I'll figure out how to give that to you, Haley, so you can
Yeah,
get it out to the group.
sounds good. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're going to
sounds good.
share our PowerPoint as well, and then a step-by-step guide of some of the stuff that we configured.
Yeah.
Um,
We
so
could probably add a link to the PowerPoint so if people wanted to see it or view it. And there's also, I saw, Vince, that did look like a Google Doc. So there is a way to like post a link to a Google Doc, which allows people to get to it and download their own copy as opposed to everybody's sharing in the same document and overwriting each other. So I'm very familiar with with that problem, we'll say. So that's fantastic. I had so as you were talking about that, I was poking around a little bit more in Agentforce, and I have something that I think is ooh, that sounds fun. I want to try. But also, it's going to be a question for you, Vince. So I took it upon myself. I really want that bullet list, right? And so I was playing around with it, and I opened up the little Agentforce thing on the right. That's not the agent, but the Agentforce helper that's within the agent. And I
agent
simply asked,
credits.
how do I get the output to be formatted as a bullet list or step-by-step list when there is one available from the data source? And that's what I typed in, and it gave me a whole bunch of ideas. So some of the ideas were to go into the general FAQ instructions and add more instructions. So I want to implement these types of things. I don't think we have. I mean, we're coming up at 4 o'clock, so I might have to do that a little bit after the recording stops. But did I use credits when I did this? Was is there a
Oh,
charge for doing this?
for using
Um,
the agent about the agents.
Asking the
Yeah,
agent about that is a fantastic question that we probably need maybe Ryan to have answer. I am gonna assume that they charged you for it. But
I
I don't actually know the answer to if you're asking an agent about an agent. I think it gets into so we'll talk, I think, on Monday about Agentforce vibes, and I think
Mhm.
this is kind of along those lines where like using Salesforce and Agentforce vibes, this is kind of in that vein of you're asking, Agentforce or
we're
Salesforce how to do Salesforce. Um, and you do like enable that Agentforce vibes and you are there is some type of based on your licensing, I think, charge because I don't think you just get it. I think you have to turn it on and pay for it. But I think it's along those lines. We can ask Ryan about like how
yeah.
this is priced.
So
But this is a great use case, Tom. I
I'm
like that
hearing
idea.
this as
Yeah.
a maybe,
Ask it
right?
how you
So
find a retriever.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ask it
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. How to
Saying it
like
would be, oh man.
But yeah,
yeah.
I mean, as you'll see, like using Agentforce to build and do things with both the agent and I think on day 1 or 2, we showed like you first brought up the new agent builder, and it's like the first thing it hits you with is like,
Which one?
what do you want to
Yeah,
build? You
yeah,
could just kind of tell the agent to do these things for you, right?
yeah.
So, but that's a great use, Tom.
Cool. Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll see a different line item or whatever in our digital wallet. If it takes overnight, we might know more tomorrow.
Yeah, we can
So
show and we can show it again on the screen because we'll want to talk about all the testing we did today and seeing it.
yeah.
I'm not concerned, Tom, by the way, so it's
Oh,
good.
it's a curiosity, right? It's a
Yeah,
curiosity. So
Me
yeah.
too. Me too.
I did ask him in Slack, so he might have an answer sooner, and we'll make sure we share tomorrow. With that though, day 4 is starting to come up as a wrapping up here. So we will do most of our testing tomorrow, which is great because we will also have Monica and Allison from my team, as well as John, who's my boss, on the line with us, talking a little bit more about how we plan to use this at Smith and potentially answering any questions about that. And then we'll do some testing on the screen as well. So that's day 5. We also have a bonus day 6 on Monday, which is the Agentforce vibes and using that. Just a quick review of what we did today. We continued configuration. We worked with both instructions and prompt builder. We didn't actually tour the testing suite, so I will take that off, but we did look at credit consumption and we found a fancy spreadsheet from Vince, which I will be adding to the successes. We did successfully preview and we added more instructions and we had a hard time finding some things, but I think a lot of that will hopefully get easier as people give them more feedback. As always, I'll be posting this recording that we did actually do on YouTube, and you'll have the link in your email tomorrow for day 5 if you want to go back and rewatch. Thanks everybody for hanging with us. Thank you to Tom and to Vince and to Lindsay for hanging out with us today. We'll see you back here for day 5. Thanks
all right.
everybody.
Cool. Bye.
Bye.